Hey everybody, Brickette here showing how to get all the police characters or disguises in LEGO City Undercover. I'll thank everyone who requested it at the end of the video. The timestamps of all the characters or disguises in this video are listed in the description by column.
Hey! I didn't see you there!
First, I'll show you all the police disguises or characters on the grid in the order in which I show how to get them in this video. Column 1 has 2 Chase McCains, one for each player. Grace Makepiece and Chase Undercover. Column 2, row 1, is another Chase Undercover for the second player. Then there's Grace Makepiece, also Undercover. Purple Chase Suit and Brown Chase Suit. Play on Huggy Bear from Starsky and Hutch. Column 3 has Frank Honey, Frank Poolside, Marion Dunby, and Duke Huckleberry. Column 4 has Ellie Phillips. Ezra Baxter and Avery Cruz are not on the Wii U. And Chuck Morrison.
How did they get away with it?
Column 5 has Mayor Gleeson, B. Heckerson, Ted Baxter, and Pat Patterson. Column 6 has Butch Patterson, Rodney Baxter, Shaky Harry, and Studski from Starsky and Hutch. Column 7 has Clutch, also from Starsky and Hutch. Brickette and Blubs are Crockett and Tubbs from Miami Vice. And DeMumbo from Columbo. Column 8 has Lagney and Casey from the Cagney and Lacey Show. Horace Cohn could be Horatio Kane from CSI Miami. And Dorlock Holmes from Sherlock Holmes. Column 9 has Dr. Whatsit, Dr. Watson, also from Sherlock Holmes. Prison Guard, Security Supervisor, and Security Guard. Column 10 has Ranger Barber, Ranger Lewis, Quentin Spencer, and Officer Park.
That was weird.
Column 11 has the traffic cop and the detective. And I made a custom character of Brickette.
Well, I'll be.
You can hold the top button to switch disguises or hit either bumper button for fast switching.
Check inside those boxes. Why is it that all furniture is self-assembly these days?
The first 6 disguises or characters are free. We get them just by playing through the story. The first 2, going down in the list, grid, are both Chase McCain, one for each player in case there are 2 players. In this video, C means column, R means row. Then we get Grace Makepiece, the third police disguise on the grid.
Chase is going undercover. He'll need new clothes.
Well, congratulations, Chase.
In Chapter 5 of the story, we'll get 3 more disguises. 2 Chase Undercovers, one for each player, and an Undercover Grace Makepiece.
Cool.
Hey, that's quite the transformation. I barely recognize you.
Yeah. Who's that strange man in the garage?
Right. I'm off to figure out how to get into Chan's gang. I hope they've reopened the bridge to the main island.
Good luck with that, Chase.
That was Chase?
We can get the purple Chase suit in the story mode of Special Assignment 7. The purple Chase suit is police disguise number 7, in the second column from the left and the 3rd row down. We need to lure the dog away from that door.
Sheesh. Oh. How much fridge space do you need?
Even if you have the unlimited dynamite red brick, you can't use it in special assignments. But they always give you a dynamite vending machine where you need it. You'll want to stay away from the explosion, especially if you're low on studs.
Here, doggy doggy.
Ha! Fooled it. Good thing that dog likes its doghouse. Oh good, there's a large super brick in there. Hit the right button, then hit it again when the marker turns green. Chase suit is in the police category and costs 80,000 studs. Now I'm going over to the maze, or labyrinth, to get the brown chase suit character token. I think they're both supposed to be Huggy Bear from Starsky and Hutch, an old TV show.
This is an emergency.
To get the next character token, the brown chase suit, which is not on the Wii U, we're going to need some dynamite. There's a vending machine for it behind the big red stairs in Bright Lights Plaza. You can get to it if you turn left here. I meant to do that. Or we can jetpack over the wall.
I need to do some shopping.
This is a little tricky. I kept wanting to go left here towards the center where the token is, but I actually need to go right here.
I should spend more time in the countryside.
Careful when you go into the center area. You don't want to get catapulted out of here before you pick up all these super bricks and the chase suit token. You could wait until you get the bricks times 2 multiplier, which you get at the end of the story. Chase suit is in the police category and costs 80,000 studs. That was a large super brick, but it didn't show the numbers. We can get Frank Honey by building the Model Citizen Super Build right here. It's on top of that tower over there. We need the construction worker for this, too. The Model Citizen Super Build costs 30,000 bricks. Here's where we are on the Heritage Bridge. Frank Honey is in the police category and costs 120,000 studs. Wow. Now I'm going to unlock the free run at the top of the Honey Hotel. We'll need the jetpack for the free run. By now you've probably been up here a few times. You come up here in story mode at least once. If that light on the second step is red, you need to shoot it with a green color gun. If you don't have the super color gun red brick, there's a green color swapper through that door on the right. I don't know if you need to press the right button first or not the first time, but after that you don't. I always think I'm gonna fall right here. While I'm up here, I might as well conquer the district. Now the free run is on the map. Here's the Paradise Sands free run for the Frank Poolside character token. That camera messes me up every time. There's the first clock to get. There's the second clock. And there's the third. I conquered the district before doing the free run because I knew it would dump me down on the ground at the end. Like that.
I wonder how big it is.
Frank Poolside is in the police category and costs 80,000 studs. To get Marion Dunby, police number 11, complete all 16 gangs arrested. There's a link to my video on this in the description, or you can search for all 16 gangs arrested Brickette to find it. No, they didn't arrest me. Marion Dunby is in the police category and costs 100,000 studs. We get Duke Huckleberry after building the stunt ramp in Blueberry. Okay. We get Duke Huckleberry after... That's where I got the berry from. We get Duke Huckleberry after building the stunt ramp in Bluebell National Park. The stunt ramp super build costs 10,000 bricks. That's a time trial that gets unlocked with this stunt ramp. Duke Huckleberry Police costs 100,000 studs.
How's things?
We can get Ellie Phillips on Lady Liberty Island right here with the crowbar. Ellie Phillips is in the police category and costs 100,000 studs.
They'd never.
Another day, another 8 hours of glorious work.
We can get Ezra Baxter in King's Court, starting on the left side of the building and going up and over to the middle, only in the remastered version, not on the Wii U. The Ezra Baxter character token is on top of this building. We'll at least need the farmer disguise. So cute. I have to be careful around these corners. It's so easy to fall. I changed to the jetpack here so I have a chance of recovering if I fall. That's fun to do. Here's another corner I fall from sometimes when I'm going too fast. This drives me crazy. It's right behind the silver statue. I started on the left side of this building and the token was over here. Ezra Baxter is in the police category and costs 80,000 studs. The next character token, Avery Cruz, is a tough one. Getting her starts kinda near the train station. You get Lance Lindberger on the Wii U instead of Avery. Lindberger sounds like the cheese. There's the train station for reference. But Lance Lindberger is a construction worker, not police. That camera gets me every time. It's possible to jetpack up there by standing on the red pot first, but it's not that easy. Whoa, saved by the jetpack. This is the really tough part. Ride the smoke up all the way, then move forward enough to ride the next one up. I kept going too far or not far enough, and then I'd fall. If you go too far, you can pull back on the stick quickly and come back. Avery Cruz is a police officer and costs 80,000 studs. To get Chuck Morrison, police number 16, complete all 12 vehicle robbers arrested. There's a link to my video on this in the description, or you can search for all 12 vehicle robbers arrested Brickette to find it. And no, they didn't arrest me either.
Whoa!
Chuck Morrison is in the police category and costs 80,000 studs.
My phone! I didn't bring my...
Next, I'll get Mayor Gleeson in King's Court. It's very easy to get her in the remastered version if you have Rex Fury.
How's things?
But if you're on the Switch or Wii U, it's a much bigger challenge. I'll show you that after I buy her. I'm right here. Mayor Gleeson is in the police category and costs 80,000 studs. If you're on the Nintendo Switch or the Wii U, you have to go way over to the train station and go past the cannon. Now Bullet Bill is going to chase us, but we can't get too far ahead of him, and don't stop. Also, don't let him hit anyone or anything, or he'll blow up, and you'll have to start over by the cannon. There are so many things that you have to do just perfectly or it won't work. If you can, move the camera like this and go towards the right side and jetpack over the flag on top of the cage. I'm pretty sure it needs to hit the flag, but maybe not. Here are some of my failed attempts and what I was doing wrong. I went over the flagpole instead of the flag. I led it right into an NPC and it blew him up. I got too far ahead and then turned back. That didn't end well. And here, I didn't jump high enough to go over the flag. Kind of the same thing here. But as you could see earlier, I eventually got it. Now I'm going over to the farm for the B. Heckerson character token. B. Heckerson needs us to build 3 scarecrows out of bales of hay. Here's the first one. The second one is way over there. And there's the third one. I'm moving the camera towards the tree because they're not always clear on where the token is. B. Heckerson is in the police category and costs 10,000 studs. Ted Baxter, the next character token, is closer to the other end of the bridge and starts on the north side of the middle section.
I forgot to pay the water bill.
This is just for a small super brick, but we're here, so why not, right? Another small super brick. Aim the left stick towards the wall and drop down with the right button. Just in case. Ted Baxter is in the police category and costs 20,000 studs. We can get Pat Patterson at the hotel north of the train station in Bright Lights Plaza, but we need a yellow color gun. If you need a yellow color swapper, keep watching. If you don't, you can skip forward about 45 seconds where I go over to the hotel.
I need to get back onto the case.
There's a yellow color swapper in here for Pat Patterson. We need a construction worker to get in here. The reason Chase keeps saying that he needs to get back onto the case is because I had to go back to a really old save game to redo these water coolers. Here's a yellow color swapper for Pat Patterson. We can get him at the other hotel in this district. Now I can go get Pat Patterson at the hotel with my yellow color gun.
Ouch!
My own lunch.
Pat Patterson is in the police category and costs 20,000 studs. The next character is Butch Patterson, police, by the Cherry Tree Hills Ferry. I got this one on the Switch. Butch Patterson in the police category costs 20,000 studs.
Home time at last.
I'm by the cave and the cannon in Paradise Sands. Now I'm gonna get the Rodney Baxter character token. Rodney Baxter is over here, pretty close to the train station.
What's left for lunch?
We need the construction worker disguise for this.
Howdy. Maybe a sandwich?
Rodney Baxter is in the police category and costs 20,000 studs. He's got the same clothes and demeanor as Butch Patterson. Now I'm going to get Shaky Harry in Cherry Tree Hills. Shaky Harry is a play on Dirty Harry. You can see him in the window over here. This is much quicker with the jetpack. Sometimes I would go right through this pipe. Here's a small super brick I thought I'd grab on the way. Shaky Harry, like Clint Eastwood's Dirty Harry. Shaky Harry in the police category costs 100,000 studs.
There's never any good news.
We can get Studski in free play of Special Assignment 7 in the last part after we get the firefighter disguise.
Oh, good. More bad guys. Well, at least my head isn't on backwards or anything.
We need the firefighter disguise for this door. Studski is a play on Starsky from the Starsky and Hutch TV show. Studski is in the police category and costs 100,000 studs. We can get Clutch by going up this pipe in Pagoda. And then go to the left and up again. The Clutch character token is on the next rooftop over. I'm not going to jump here because they move the camera. Clutch is in the police category and costs 100,000 studs. Clutch is a play on Hutch from the Starsky and Hutch TV show. We get the Brickette character token after we do the free run, which starts here and ends up here. I pronounce his name Brickette because he's a play on Sonny Crockett from Miami Vice. You can go up that way with the farmer, or you can jetpack over the fence. Hey, there's a cat. There's a blue color swapper for the wall if you need it. You'll need some dynamite to get in. There's a dynamite vending machine over here. If you never want to look for another color swapper or vending machine, you can get the Super Color Gun red brick and the Unlimited Dynamite red brick. I show how to get both of those in my 5 most useful collectibles video, which is linked in the description of this video. They're also in my video showing how to get all the red bricks in this game. Also in the description is a list of all the character tokens in this video with their timestamps, so you can skip right to the ones you want to see. First we need to do all this to unlock the free run. Then we go back to the beginning to do the free run and get the character token at the end. I'm jumping, but it looks like I'm sliding. I think I'll speed this up since we're going to do it all over again. Here's where that dynamite comes in handy. Hold the jump button to go higher. There are some other things to get while we're up here, but for now, I'll just go do the free run. Here's the free run for Brickette. You might be able to jetpack over those things, but they give you enough time in this one to just wait. Wow, I don't usually get to do 4 in a row like that. Make sure you pick up all 6 clocks. There's the second one. They give you extra time each time you pick one up, but you have to get them all anyway to finish the free run and to get the character token. There's the 4th clock token. There's the 5th. And there's the last clock token. And we get Brickette. Brickette, Police, costs 100,000 studs. He's a play on Sonny Crockett from Miami Vice. The Blub's character token is in that cave in Paradise Sands. Blubs is in the police category and costs 100,000 studs. Blubs is a play on Tubbs from the Miami Vice TV show. We get to Mumbo on top of the Auburn Bay Bridge on the way to the free run and conquering the district. I think it's easier to use these bouncy things without the jetpack, but sometimes it works. Hold the jump button to bounce higher. There's a red brick that we can get while we're up here. It's a data scan upgrade for finding red bricks. Okay, back to getting to Mumbo. Hold the left stick to the left so you don't fall. This was the hardest free run for me, but parts of it, like this, were fun. Especially when I got a rhythm going on these twirl poles. This is really tough because we can't move the camera to see where we are. And then the camera moves on its own as we go around the corner, which could mess us up. In case you just want Demumbo and you don't want to bother with this thing, here's a cheat code for Demumbo. JQTTMW. But if you want 100% this game, you have to do the free run anyway. Demumbo is a police officer and costs 100,000 studs. Like Columbo, the detective. We get Lagney after building the stunt ramp super build in Pagoda. Cagney and Lacey was a TV show in the 1980s about two female police detectives. In this game they're called Lagney and Casey. While researching that show, I found out that Loretta Swit played Cagney in the pilot. Then Meg Foster played her in the first season, and Sharon Gless took over after that. Lagney is in the police category and costs 100,000 studs. We can get Casey downtown, starting between these buildings. I should have gone to the right here, between the two buildings, instead of around to the left.
What's up?
But I think he needs his exercise anyway. Here's where we start to get the KC character token, between the bull and the back of the color swapper building. Hold the left button. Then hit the right button. They have such fun ways to get around in this game. I don't know why I'm hesitating here. That was a weird glitch. This is a really long chicken glide. Casey is a play on Cagney and Lacey in the Cagney and Lacey TV show. Casey is in the police category and costs 100,000 studs. We can get the Horace Cone character token in King's Court by building the disguise booth.
How's things? Horace Cone is in the police category and costs 100,000 studs. For the Dorlock Holmes character token, we need to paint 4 phone booths red in King's Court.
Where have I left that?
Here's the first one. I show where the red color swapper is right before I get to the second phone booth. And while I'm getting to Dr. Whatsit. The times for the color swappers are in the description of this video. The red color swapper is right up that blue pipe on the right, inside the door. Here's the second phone booth. Here's where we are now. And here's where the third one is. You can get the Super Color Gun red brick in Uptown if you have the farmer disguise. There's a blue color swapper for Dr. Whatsit.
He seems nice.
There's the third phone booth. The fourth and last phone booth is here by the water. Door-lock Holmes is in the police category and costs 100,000 studs. Also in King's Court is Dr. Whatsit. Dr. Whatsit is over here. We need to color these 3 blocks red, blue, and yellow. I'll show you where the 3 color swappers are. Here's the blue color swapper that I showed before, next to the phone booth. The other 2 color swappers are this way. The red color swapper is up there.
I can't believe I only get a lousy half hour
The yellow color swapper is just up the street here on the left. Oh man, I didn't know they were going to turn left. And of course, we need a criminal for all this paint gun stuff. It's so much easier with the super color gun red brick. Dr. Whatsit is in the police category and costs 100,000 studs. I'm guessing he's a play on Dr. Watson with Sherlock Holmes. The first character token I'll get on Albatross Island is the prison guard by building the disguise booth. In my other game, this was the first disguise booth I built. I probably got it during the story. The prison guard is in the police category and costs 20,000 studs. Next up is the security supervisor character token, which we get by building the disguise booth on Lady Liberty Island. And there's the coffee break right there. The security supervisor is in the police category and costs 20,000 studs.
I bought too much.
You can get the security guard character token behind the police station in this little booth. The security guard is in the police category, of course, and costs 20,000 studs.
Someone stole the fire department's boat!
We can unlock Ranger Barber from the Bluebell disguise booth. Ranger Barber Police costs 30,000 studs. We get the next two character tokens from the top of the police station. The Karate Champ is a resident, but we go right past it to get Ranger Lewis, so I thought I'd leave that in. Switch to the police disguise. It won't let me move. The Karate Champ is a resident in the civilian category and costs 5,000 studs. We can get Ranger Lewis down here. Ranger Lewis Police costs 30,000 studs.
Hello there!
We can get Quentin Spencer on the way to unlocking Free Run in Pagoda, or even after we unlock it. Or we can get him with a jetpack, which is the way I got him the first time. Go 2 blocks over from the train station. Quentin Spencer is in the police category and costs 20,000 studs. Now I'm going to go get Officer Park over the Herbert Hotel entrance in Uptown.
This is an emergency! Aw, come on!
There's the Herbert Hotel where we can get Officer Park.
Soaking up some rays.
I can't get the camera to go up high enough. There we go. Officer Park Police costs 20,000 studs. We can get the traffic cop downtown by this building. One of the little pylons or bollards for the traffic cop character token is right about here. We need to paint 3 of them yellow. There's a yellow color swapper in this building if you need it. The second pylon or post to paint yellow is right about here.
This is an emergency.
Hey! Whoa! Oh!
It's by this statue near the disguise booth and D-ring shaped building. The third pylon is in between these 2 buildings.
Ooh, that sounded expensive.
The token is in front of the bank, above the red mission marker on the map.
I am totally the big
The traffic cop is in the police category and costs 10,000 studs. We can get the detective character token up this hill by the stunt ramp.
Sorry, it's an emergency.
Like I said, I'm a real careful driver. Hit the right button. The detective is in the police category and costs 10,000 studs. Thanks to Dubai fan Gerald Warnock, Dat Fry, Kenny, and Don Don for requesting this video. And thanks to the following for requesting all characters by category. Name Ruse, CatGamer V2, MJ, The Guy Bricks, TRB Luke, Brawl Stars, Marta Alexandra Vichute, and Shauna Patterson. And a shout out to Sarah Becker Morero. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up button, which I really appreciate. And subscribe to see when I upload new videos. And I'll see you next time.